the Champions League knockout or playoff phase just ended, and we've seen lots of exciting matches that have transpired yesterday and today as well. All right, so we are live and we are here to divulge into all the saga that's happened and everything from racism to comeback wins and from demolitions by Galatasaray and all. Right, we'll be talking about a lot of this and many more on this live session of iSPORTS. I'm your host Bankunyam, and I'll be doing this with and the fireman. All right, how you guys doing today? How you guys doing? All right. I hope you guys all enjoyed the Madrid game, the PSG game, and the Galatasaray game as well.
All the matches were just fun. And some were emotional to us too. So we are going to divulge all that.
All right. So first, let's talk about the top of the town, Vinicius Jr. Right, Vinicius Jr. was involved in a whole lot of saga yesterday. We saw him scoring a very great goal on the night against Benfica. But I mean, there were a lot of tantrums that were thrown at him, raising and all that. Right. Let me pick your thoughts on the game. What transpired from the racism to Real Madrid winning the game. Richmond, let me start with you.
So in this match, it was just an interesting match. There was just this racism that I don't get it. As at now, we still do this racism. And there was the players, they did Christina or something. I don't know what was wrong with him. Vinicius scored a goal, and Mourinho was making a statement that Vinicius shouldn't have celebrated like the way he did.
But we always see Brazilian players celebrate. So why is it an exception?
And for me,
is it because he's black?
For me, one thing I'm against is Mourinho is the coach even saying that you at Madrid, you at Old Trafford, when that is your team's on, you could even go around the whole pitch, and you are here saying that the way the player was celebrating was bad. That is something that he shouldn't have said. And although, I don't know why the ref also gave Vinicius a yellow card. It was too bad.
So do you think now the UEFA should look into this because it looked very fishy? Do you think they should look into this whole situation, Vinicius situation, because it looked very fishy?
They have to look into it. So I don't get. It was the player's own way of celebrating. And this same celebration, that was Roger Milner was a Cameroon player in 1990, did the same thing in World Cup. So why would you just come and make that kind of statement? And you could even see that, I don't know whether what that was Mbappe was also saying was true.
Okay. What did he say?
Mbappe from after the match, he posted that he heard what the player mentioned that is
Christian.
He heard that he was saying that Vinicius is a monkey. But he said it 5 times. And for me, the player has opened his mouth. So we are all based on that.
No, but if you think, right, let's look at this. If you think you're not saying anything bad, why should you cover your mouth in the first place, right?
Let's cover their mouth.
No, because you can't just be saying anything and cover your mouth. If it's tactics, this is not tactics, your opponent's player. What can you tell the player that will make the player get angry and rush to the referee? Right? Okay, now let's move to
let's get your thoughts on what Mourinho came to say.
Let's say Abeloa post game and all that. What do you think went wrong with Jr.?
I think I will side with Mourinho on this because time without number, Vinicius has consistently been doing these kind of things, and then he gets reactions from fans, from the media and all that, and then he continues to do that. I mean, that's a bad character and behavior.
So you think that doing that?
Yes, he does something to instigate and then incite the fans.
Okay.
And then when they react, he
starts playing the racer.
Exactly. Although it's not a good thing that the fans are being racist against him, all right. But he should also take his time and then come down.
Right, I want to get players both just one. He's put his own life as a player at risk.
All these started after the celebration too.
Yes. So can't be celebrate anymore.
Oh, you can celebrate. You see, that's when Mourinho said that Pele, why is it that he can't celebrate like Pele and then Eusebio and then the rest? Because their celebrations were not bringing anything racist.
Yes.
to them. So why is it that he always does something that incites the fans, and then when they do that, he always overreacts? I mean, although we understand that racism is a very sensitive topic in the football area, but come on, he overdoes it sometimes,
Okay.
and then that's bad. And then Christiani was very unprofessional, and then it was a very bad of him.
So do you think they should ban him? Because Kylian Mbappe was like, per what he has done, okay, they should ban him from UEFA competitions for some number of for some number of time, right?
You see, it was okay that it was a very good call from the referee enacting the racism protocol where tacticians came in to analyze the situation and on all that to see if they could hear Christiani say something. But at the
I mean, he covered his mouth, so it was very good.
There's no proof, and then the only proof you have is your teammates backing you.
Yes.
That is not very strong. So I think that this one would leave the comfort of the referee and then go to UEFA, and then they will handle it from there. So if they are able to come out with the proof that Christiani actually said something, then I think it will go.
All right. So now let's look at this. Abeloa also came to say something that if Vinicius had left the tunnel, he would have indirectly asked or directly or indirectly asked his players to also move to the tunnel. Which one? Do you think it's a good thing for a coach or of a big club as Real Madrid to say such a statement?
That statement was from an inexperienced coach. I seem to be inexperienced because if you as a coach you're able to say that because you're a player, so that means I'm trying to say if one player makes a decision, you as a coach also follow that decision.
Because they're backing the player.
No, they're backing the player. But this is a match. Finish the match after you write the petition.
So what if this happened? I'm not saying it should happen, but what if Mbappe had been hitting with something hit him, right? And it was something that was dangerous, right? He could have gotten injured.
There is no way man comes to stadium with those kind of dangerous stuff to talk about.
Oh, come on. I mean, some of these things can happen, right?
It can happen.
It might come out as if the gadget won't be harmful. Probably just maybe a mobile phone or something. The person might throw the mobile phone, hit Vinicius' eye or something. So you don't have to wait for the player to get injured before you take the necessary action.
That's why the referee was even preventing him from going to the corner side as the game was in the
Yes.
So to prevent certain situations like this. So I think that was a very good call. But from the time he scored to the celebration, I think the game died from that thing. So the 90th minute.
All right. So now let's talk about Jose Mourinho, the chosen one, right? We also he was awarded a red card in the game, right? He was trying to play the second Vinicius made a slip tackle just close to the edge of their box, and Mourinho was like they should award a second yellow, but the ref was like we slip the ball and let Mourinho be awarded a red card. Now, Adu, you think Mourinho is just overreacting, just as he always does, or I mean he was trying to get something fair out?
I think it was an overreaction. It was an overreaction. Because if the ref saw that Vinicius touched the ball before the tackle came on, then I think it was okay. Yes, it was okay.
All right.
Mourinho was overreacting.
All right. So Madrid won. It wasn't that comfortable, but I mean they won, and I mean they are one step ahead into the knockout stage of the Champions League, right? But I mean it was just a 1-0 victory. But there's still a lot of it to be played at the Bernabeu Stadium, and I mean, we are hoping for the best of games. No racism. For racism, we are not going to accept that in football. Football is for everybody, whether you are black, you are white, any color. No, your football is for you. All right. So now let's move on to the next game.
Let's talk about the tactics.
Okay.
No,
I mean, you didn't promise me that you had other things to say.
Oh, my show.
Okay. Moses.
No, it's for John Moses.
All right. John Moses. All right, proceed.
So as you see, in the preview, I predicted the lineup.
Okay.
I was like, the coach, if he's able to go with this kind of formation, that was a 4-4-2. He's not going to concede more goals, and in this match, he didn't concede a goal. As I always keep saying, when you play this kind of 4-4-2, it means that the two midfielders join the defense, making 6 when they are defending. So in this kind of situation, you find it hard to concede goals. And also, one thing I'm happy for Abeloa is, you see, I will take it back to that, that's Alonso's time. Alonso, one thing I was worrying him, I would say, is injury. The reason being that you playing Valverde as a right back and playing that is Camavinga as a left back, all because of injury. But now you see, when Abeloa came, in his first match, you saw there was the players he was having, they were not players that you could say that, oh, these players, they were also playing those inverting players in a position where they were not supposed to be. So now that you see that the players are fully fit and they are back, the likes of Rudiger is back. You also have that is now Arnold is also back.
Yes.
So you could see that now Arnold is playing for his rightful position, right back, and Valverde has been pushed to the left, and that is in front of
the defense.
Yeah. So in this situation, that means, and also one thing that Benfica were using to actually try to capitalize on Madrid was they saw that Alexander Arnold's side was more. He is not defensively
solid.
So
yes.
I was happy when that was Valverde was also able to track back to help him at that side, because Valverde has been playing this right back consistent, and he was able to at least help Arnold there. So in this match, you could see that, what I wanted to see, that is Mbappe and Garcia being in the two top man.
Yes.
But it seems he started Vinicius. So the changes that he just did in his previous match was he just brought in Mbappe and just moved that Garcia out. So that is one tactic. And as I keep saying, when you play this tactics, it's very hard for you to concede goal. So I'm just happy that he was able to. He should just continue with this tactics. He shouldn't change it here.
All right. Now since we brought the tactical aspect, Ado, let me ask you, right? What did Benfica get wrong on the day? Because we saw them being comfortably against Real Madrid when they met at their home stadium at Lisbon, right? But now they lost. What do you think went wrong on the day?
I think it basically falls on the tactics Madrid brought. As my Ojamotis rightly said, that 4-4-2, you get a strong defense, so your defense closes. It becomes impenetrable. You understand? So that's what Madrid did. And then Mourinho did well by making the same formation he used in the 4-2 against Madrid in the previous match. But because now Madrid's defense was solid, he wasn't able to penetrate. You could see a very poor rating for
most of their players. Yes.
Most of their players.
There was really short of target. And one thing that Mourinho, I was very mad at Mourinho was, what you are playing in your home team and you are defending. You could see that.
They are playing against Real Madrid, though. No, it's not Madrid.
No, they are playing. It was the same Madrid that you played in Bernabeu, and that was the same stadium. And they were able to score more goals against. So it was like when he was playing against them this time around, he was afraid. When it got to like 70, you could see that that was when they had now opened up. And during that time, what do you want to do?
Yeah, that's right. It was a very close football game.
But it's Real Madrid, so once you play Real Madrid, you should be scared.
Yeah,
you should be scared.
There's definitely going to be a
Mourinho just brought back that is Mourinho tactics we all know.
Yeah, defend encounter. That's not going to work against Real Madrid.
But then looking at the goal too, it was very unexpected.
Yes,
very
brilliant.
Very, very, very unexpected. We saw that Mbappe had the ball. He was tracking with
Vinicius, yes.
Right to the left of him. He passed, and then you saw that defender number 2 moved to Mbappe, who was going inside, and then the space was there.
Vinicius. That was a very prolific strike from Vinicius, and it ended in a goal. But I was surprised he couldn't win the man of the match in the game. It was Tchouaméni who won the man of the match. I won the game, and Tchouaméni didn't deserve my man of the match.
He didn't
deserve
it.
Because
one thing is, you see, Real Madrid with Valverde and Camavinga in midfield is one of the most defensive positions that you could get. But one thing is, when you play in that kind of position, when you play Camavinga and Valverde together, one thing that helps them is Tchouaméni gets the chance to go forward. Whilst Camavinga, when it comes to he defending, he will defend. But you think that because of he will be at the left back and they was not helping.
All right. So I mean, we are happy for Madrid win, but just as I said, there's no room for racism in football. So once you are a footballer, or once you're a fan of football, you shouldn't condone that, because I mean, it doesn't make the game nice. You get me? So I mean, we should all stop that. Those who are doing that, especially like the Benfica fan. But Mourinho came to say that the Benfica fans are not racist enough. And they are not racist because they have one of their legends who is also a black. So I mean, they are not racist that way. So sometimes I mean they have to be considerate enough. But Christian, that was very bad on. That was very unprofessional. All right, let's move on to the next. PSG doing a massive comeback. They were 2-0 down, and they came to do a 3-2 comeback against Monaco, who went also a man down, and but kind courtesy of Desire Doue. All right, now Adam, let me pick your thoughts on the whole game, PSG versus Monaco.
Yes, it was a very brilliant performance from the PSG side because they did exceptionally well. We might even call it a blessing in disguise when Dembele got injured and then he had to leave the pitch for Doue to come in. And then 2 minutes into his start, he scores. I mean, that is very, very good for him. He did very well. And then, I mean, a few minutes after, there was a second goal, an assist for Hakimi. And then there was an equalizer also. And then, I mean, they had a very good game. And they did very well.
All right, so now let me ask you a follow-up question, or follow-up question. We saw Luis Enrique go down to 2-0 before doing a comeback. If this were to be a top side, no offense to Monaco fans, right? If this were to be a top fan or a top club, you wouldn't get this chance to do a 3-2 comeback. What do you think Luis Enrique did wrong on the day that tactically that he went 2-0 down before coming back to win?
I think there were minor mistakes from the players, and then also some spaces that needed to be covered that weren't covered. That gave Monaco the early wins in the game. So when the game switched up and then Doue came on, I think there was more of pressing. Initially, there was PSG was still pressing, but they weren't getting the goal. I mean, there was a penalty that Vitinha made, so they were still in the game. Just that Monaco had the advantage, and then they were able to put 2 in the net before PSG. And then when Doue came on, magic happened, and then somehow they were able to.
All right, Richmond, do you have any tactical?
So one thing I would say is, and that is Luis Enrique had everything on point. There were a lot of shots on target. They played almost 30 shots and almost 10 on target. So in this match, it was all boiled down to the players. The players were not just clinical on that day. And one thing to that was, I don't know, Bakola was off for me. He was very off for me. So,
I mean, that player has been on and off. He's not clinical. Sometimes you give him clinical chance, then he will spoil it. But if the chance is very dangerous that you think this angle is too acute, he can't score, then you score.
But for me, I'm just happy for Doue because he has been on bench several times, and at least he has shown Luis Enrique that he also deserves to start. And in this match, you see, he played the left wing, and Bakola rather came to strike. Yeah. So and that was one thing that helped them. All the 3 goals that came in, it was contributed by him. Even Hakimi's second goal was just he played a shot and it seems the keeper pushes and Hakimi scored. So all the 3 goals were just from him. And that guy he's one exceptional player. I don't know why that is Luis Enrique keeps benching that guy.
No, because you have a Ballon d'Or winner in your team. What do you want again?
No. You know, if you compare Doue with that is Bakola, I would choose Bakola. I would choose not Doue because he is more of clinical as compared to Bakola. But coach tactics.
No, but the thing about Bakola is right. He's able to create chances. He's more or less he's able to create chances for people to score. Right? When he's in the team, I mean, he makes everyone free. But when Doue is also in the team, when he gets at the edge of the box, he wants to shoot. That's his and most of the time too, it doesn't score. You get me?
And also that was after the match. Dembele made a statement concerning that there should be more of not individual players. There should be a team win and something like that. And I don't know why he made that statement. And
so, what was he trying to say?
Yeah, that is that. I don't know what his mindset was. But even after that, they also asked that Luis Enrique, and he's also trying to say that they shouldn't take what he didn't really exactly say that, but he said we shouldn't take what players say after match. Very serious.
So no, there's been some friction between Dembele and Luis Enrique because now let's see, like Dembele doesn't want to extend his contract because he wants some huge sums of money that PSG don't want to give him. They feel he's not, but he's a Ballon d'Or winner, so they should give him what he wants. You get me? So they should give him what he wants.
So I don't know what's going on. That's one, because it seems like there is something going on between them. And that was why also, because the statement he made, it wasn't a statement that should. For me, I think he rather understood what the middle was trying to say. Because it seems, although the fans they were praising that is doing more than they should have praised this in the team. So that was where he was looking at.
No. I mean, during last season's Champions League, he was the main man and he was being praised. So why would they turn around and then come and say that?
When one is involved, everyone's
I mean, you don't do
They
that.
have to be in the picture.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
So at least for me,
If you're not in the picture, you're not in the picture.
at least they were able to win, and they should try and solve whatever is going on in that team.
And then I think PSG needs to be very clinical because they played a 80% session.
Yes.
And then if you're playing that, then your good defense is winning the game.
That's bad.
The coach is on. That's what I'm saying. Luis Enrique is a coach that when he's playing, no matter the possession, he will get it. And if I don't know what's wrong with that. He has players that are supposed to deliver. The players of Kvaratskhelia, they have Dembele.
No, the thing about this thing, right? It's not every time that you get your day. Like this year, it's not every time that you get it. Sometimes you might be off. You play everything, but you get me. So sometimes you might not get your day. Sometimes you might get your day. All right. So now let's move on to another team that didn't get their day. That was Juventus losing 5 goals to 2 against Galatasaray. That was very bad, right? Adu, let me pick your thoughts on the game.
I mean, it just wasn't the Juve's game. We could all see that because Gala came in and then they scored the first goal. Juve came in, they equalized, they took the lead, and then somehow Galatasaray follows with 3 goals.
3 goals, yes.
I mean, that was a very wonderful game from the side of Galatasaray, and then they did so well in that game. But we think there's something wrong with Juve in that game that we have to look at. So. But overall, I think Galatasaray did so well. And then going into the second leg.
So do you think that there's a way back for Juventus going into the second leg?
3 goals down.
Yes.
They'll have to work a lot of magic. They'll have to put in a lot of work. But I don't think they'll be able to come out of this. Yeah.
All right. So now let's move on to the next game where you have something to say. All right.
Today's match, this coach, I don't know, Spalletti or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what is wrong, and it's not even interesting. Juve as a team itself, there is something wrong. Because Juve should be a team that should be competing. Even in that is the Syria, they are not doing anything. Since that is how they even say, since that is Syria that Ronaldo left there, you could see that they have not been on the Juve we know. And it seems one thing that it also boils down to the players they buy. They buy players that are done ready. That is one thing about this Italian league.
But Juve have been doing well with recruiting players, right? Juve over the past few years have recruited good youngsters, good players that have.
You buy Kelly, and come and tell me.
No, aside Kelly, right? Aside Kelly.
We saw Pello in that team. I mean,
see that when you compare Kelly's defense to the previous Juve defense, and you play Kelly and Ben Bremer.
Right, you can't compare them. You can't compare them to the likes of Bonucci and what's this? Is that about? I can't remember what his name. Right, Bonucci. I mean, if you want to compare that one, it's not fair, right? Or even comparing Dybala and the likes of the players, McKennie and those players that they have right now. I mean, they have prolific players. Don't get me wrong. They have Kenan Yildiz. They have Federico Conceição. They have a lot of players.
They have them.
That players.
These players are players that I would say they are not. I would put them in
Juve standard.
Juve standard.
Okay.
They are not Juve standard players. We know players that Juve would buy. Juve would buy the likes of that is Dybala. So Juve would waste money to buy certain players. These are not players that they are shouldn't be Juve standard. So they should sit down. The board needs to sit down. Then they need to recruit again because these players is the players that are not healthy. Because you change coaches several times, it's not going to work. since
Ronaldo left.
How many coaches?
I think they've gone around 3 or 4 coaches
and it's
so
still
far.
the same.
Yes.
So if they should sit down and rather try and know what is rather wrong with
Their whole
team.
setup.
It's not the coach that for the Italian they keep talking and one is this coach will go to this team.
I don't know why they keep protecting the manager.
And it's really bad. So something needs to be done about that.
All right. So now let's move on to the fixtures that transpired today. I mean, there were a lot of upsets. Some of the investors are shouting, "Boy." There were a lot of upsets. Like, I mean, when I watched especially the Inter Milan Bodo Glimt game, I mean, I was crying, bro. I was crying because how can an investor see this clear money and want to pick it? And Inter decided to just mess everything up. All right. So now we saw Newcastle win convincingly, 6-1 win against Karabakh. We also saw Bodo win convincingly at home. It wasn't a fluke win. Convincingly at home. That was a 3-1 win. And we also saw Club Brugge get a 3-3 draw against Atletico Madrid. Whilst Bayer Leverkusen also had a 2-0 win away to Olympiacos. All right, Richmond, let me pick your thoughts on the Newcastle Karabakh game.
Yeah. So the Newcastle Karabakh game, I would say that you could put it in a form that Karabakh is not on Newcastle level.
Oh, but Karabakh haven't been bad this season.
They've not been bad this season. But the players that Newcastle have, when you compare that to that of that is Karabakh, they are not on that level. No matter what, there's this match, Newcastle should. The 6-1 was a well-deserved win for that is Newcastle. If you watch the game itself, you will see that all the balls were going to that is Newcastle. Karabakh, it was even their home, but they couldn't do anything. So yes. I'm just even afraid of them going to that is what's the name of their
St. James Park.
St. James Park. They're going there, they are going to even drink more water. Yeah.
I mean, if you are playing with 8 players, they also qualify.
They still qualify because Anthony Gordon scored 4 goals.
Yeah, he had a few games.
Yes.
It was a few days for him.
Some of these teams in the Champions League, they should reconsider them for playing the Champions League, right? I can't remember Chelsea played Karabakh somewhere in the Conference League, and they were talking. Then
they are now in Champions League.
Oh. So look at what they did to them. So if you are a Chelsea fan, Chelsea player, and you score Karabakh, you shouldn't jubilate that you score Karabakh. Look at what Newcastle are really struggling in the Premier League. They are struggling in the Premier League, and they've scored Karabakh 6-1. Anthony Gordon 4 goals. When the last time you saw Anthony Gordon scored this time? Even half-field, when the last time he did that? But at this Karabakh, he has scored 4 goals. All right. Now, Ado, let me ask you about the Bodo Glimt against Inter Milan game. They lost 3-1 against Inter Milan. Yes.
Yeah. I think
they won 3-1 against Inter Milan, right?
It was something we should have seen coming. But
now, how would you have expected this?
Wait. Bodo played City. And it was 3-1.
The same score.
Okay.
They were the same.
Okay.
They played Atletico Madrid. They won that game. And those are two big teams from La Liga and then English Premier League. So it's in that. I mean, the best performance.
Wow. I mean,
we missed this, and then that's very surprising.
Because like I said, it's FIFA holding this
Bodo is on form. Because everyone.
Come on.
The one thing is this: when you come to their home, it's not easy for you to pick a win there. That is one thing about them. When you come to their home, it's not easy for you to come and pick a win there. If you check this Champions League, the team that mostly go to their home, it's not easy. If you win there, you struggle there. And that is one thing that investors should have watched.
How?
Because City went to their same home stadium there, and they scored City 3-1. City had the likes of Haaland and every player on field. Still be able. So one thing about them is when you go to their stadium, they make sure that they will grab their points. So now it's up in that to go and do their homework for. And now when
3 goals.
Yeah,
right now.
No, but one thing I check when they go, they find that they struggle. So I'm just hoping that this time they have 2 lead goals. So they will be able, and for them to want to, when they are playing with you, whether you are a big side or you are a small side, they want to defend. They will play with you man for man.
Bodo.
They will play with you man for man.
The thing about Inter is they struggle with goals nowadays. They struggle with goals, but going to their home and to score 3 goals, I mean that would be hard because Bodo won't just sit there and say, okay, come and score goals and just go. No, they're not going to do that. All right, now let's move on to the next fixture where we saw sorry, we saw Atletico Madrid draw 3-3 against Club Brugge, right? We see this same Club Brugge play 3-3 against that's Barcelona, because I can't remember, I think it was 4-4, 3-3, but it was a draw game. It was a draw against Barcelona, and now against Atletico Madrid to a 3-3 draw as well. Richmond, what do you think went wrong with Simeone and his boys? Because clearly we all said that they are benching their men for the Champions League fixtures.
Yes.
And now, after worrying investors over the weekend, you come and cause another upset again today. What are you trying to tell us?
What went on? Because first half, I was happy.
We are happy.
First half, it was 2-0.
Yes.
That was Alvarez scored a goal. Lookman also had a goal. I was like, oh. And even, the lineup I even give, this lineup should be a lineup that it shouldn't be conceding goals.
Yes.
So I don't know what happened. It seems Simeone itself is the problem now.
So he should leave.
He has that point. See the money he's taking.
So he should leave.
He should leave.
Why do you want to sack someone's father?
I mean,
I keep saying this, right? If you say we should sack a manager right now, what should he go and eat right now?
Because you scored 2 goals. They were able to come and also taking up when they just came. They were able to score 2. It became 2-2. You scored another goal.
3-2. Then what to lead again?
You bottled it at the end.
Oh, how?
And when you check their players compared to that of, for me, almost like I like woman for man. You could see that this should be an easy win. And even playing, you have the likes of that is okay, Lorente in the midfield. That's like they also play the 4-4-2. And when you play this 4-4-2, you shouldn't be conceding goals.
Yes.
So I don't know what is the key. This one is
no, the keeper is very good. Jano Black is one of the best keepers you can get. He wasn't the one in the pool. No, because Simeone is trying to sabotage investors right now. Because
okay, let me check. Okay, the one. Sorry, the one.
So Black is one of the goalkeepers that, I mean, in all of Europe, he's one of the best, right? So if you still concede goals with Oblak in your setup and playing a 4-4-2 formation as well, oh bro,
and the back 4-2 is his best back 4.
Yes.
And then again,
it
was very do you know that it was this same lineup that he used to score Barca? So I don't know what was wrong. This same lineup, he used it to score Barca. That's a lineup, and that is clinical players. You're able to defend against them.
Oh, right now Barca team but we want to talk about Barca. We shouldn't go there. Barca team is very bad. They've lost 2 games in a row, so it's very bad. So if you score Barcelona, it means, oh come on, if you score Barcelona, come on. Let's not talk about Mario Carrick right now, right? Let's not talk about Mario Carrick right now because Manchester United have not lost any game in this year, right? So let me talk about it.
Actually, I'm talking about Club Brugge and then
Which team do you support? Which team do you support?
I'm a Spurs fan.
Okay.
Proud.
If you are a Spurs fan, you can't talk when I'm talking because we are the best. We are the best team in England. So if you think,
going back to Club Brugge and
no, if you think your team is better than mine, talk. Your team is better than mine.
In my opinion, I think the coaches and the players did well in the second half because some way, somehow they were able to turn the game around and then they came in with full force. They were able to equalize and then level the game. I mean, they from possession to shots on targets. Club Brugge had all.
They did their homework for but
whatever went on in the dressing room, I think they really impacted it.
All right. So I want to give credit to both the manager and the players as well.
Of course. Yes, definitely. I mean, whatever he said to them, because he made no changes at all, right from the beginning of the